Yeah, I took a liking to math. And when I took a liking to math, there was this thing we learned called addition. Yeah, where you add one number to another number in order to get a greater number. And I fell in love with addition, and I have to tell you, it must have been like a puppy love. As far as I was concerned, I was in heaven. I love the concept of increase. Yeah, I love the fact that when I'm finished adding, I end up better off because I have more to work with by putting those two things together. So as far as I'm concerned, addition and me, we had a nice relationship going on. In fact, I was going to invite addition to my prom. Make addition my girlfriend. We just had it like that. I didn't think anything could come between me and addition. Sure enough, I went a little further in grade school, and I met somebody else called multiplication. And I wasn't out looking for multiplication, but somehow I started to converse with multiplication, and I realized that multiplication is something special. You see, whereas with addition, I can take 5 plus 5 and come up with 10. But with multiplication, I can take 5 times 5 and come up with 25. Lord have mercy. I found myself writing a Dear John letter to addition. To let addition know, we've come good ways, and I appreciate you, but I can't continue to take this journey with you because I found something that will get me where I need to go just a little bit better. Now listen, I made up in my mind that multiplication and we were going to go the distance. Yes, multiplication and yes, we were going to take this love all the way to the altar. I made up my mind I was going to marry multiplication. So while I'm thinking about multiplication in that light, you know how the enemy is. He always tries to bring distractions your way, something to throw you off. There were 2 individuals that tried to get my attention. One name was subtraction and one name was division. Subtraction I wasn't interested in, because if I fool around with subtraction, I'm going to end off worse than I was in the beginning. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Instead of gaining, I would be losing. And I don't know about you, but I don't like the concept of losing. So I told subtraction, I'm satisfied where I am. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested. So her cousin division comes along. And division says, well, I'd like to offer you some opportunity as well. I had to tell division after a short discourse, well, division, the way I look at it, you're just another modified version of subtraction. If I fool around with you, I'm going to end up worse off than I was before. So as far as I'm concerned, it's me and multiplication all the way to the altar. Well, I was planning my bachelor's party. While I was planning my bachelor's party, something happened, something unexpected. I ended up having this conversation with something that I didn't even know exists. It was called the exponents. The exponents is like multiplication on steroids. The exponents caught my attention. And I thought to myself, where did this come from? You see the way the exponents work. You see with addition, I can take 5 plus 5, and I can get 10. With multiplication, I can take 5 times 5, and I can get 25. But with the exponents, I just take a little number, and I just hang it over the shoulder of a base number. Did y'all catch that? So I'm going to take a little number and just hang it over the shoulder of a base number. And although it looks little in size, it's powerful in practice. Because what it says is you can break me down to the number that's represented, and then you can multiply me and compound the product to get to a different result. Yeah, let's say I took a little number like 3 and hang it over the shoulder of 5. So 5 plus 3 in addition would give me 8. 5 times 3 in multiplication is going to give me 15. But 5 times 5 is 25. Times 5 is 125. So now, using the same concept of the 5 and the 3, I go from 8 to 125 because of something called the exponents. And I have to tell you, it doesn't matter to me how good somebody taught. When you show me something that has the potential of the exponents, you've got my attention. So, brother, why are you saying it? I'm saying that because that's how God has determined that he wants to bless us. The blessing that God has for us is not just a blessing of adding to us. It's not just a blessing of multiplying unto us. But he gets quite exponential in what he does. So that if you do a little bit, if you give a little bit unto God, God says that I would multiply it and compound it and give it back to you in great form. And when I begin to think on the goodness of God in that respect, that's what he said to the ground. He says to the ground that when the sower comes to sow, I don't just want you to add to their seed. I don't just want you to multiply their seed, but I want you to take it to the level of the exponents. So that if I make a small seed investment, I'm going to come up with an enormous return.